When we picture Vikings, we see warriors and explorers, fierce figures braving the seas and forging new paths across Europe. Their legends are filled with epic battles and daring voyages, but there's another side to their story that's often overlooked. The true genius of the Vikings was not just in their conquests, but in their ability to survive the brutal Scandinavian winter, a season that could last for months and test even the strongest. Their greatest tool wasn't the sword or the axe, it was the longhouse, a marvel of practical engineering that stood at the heart of every Viking community. Every feature, from the curved roof that shed snow to the thick, insulating walls, was carefully designed for survival in a harsh, unforgiving climate. The longhouse was more than shelter, it was a living machine, blending seamlessly with the land to shield its inhabitants from biting winds and freezing temperatures. Vikings harnessed the earth's warmth, the heat of animals, and the clever use of smoke to create a home that worked with nature, not against it, turning the environment into an ally. This was knowledge earned through generations of trial and error, where failure meant not just discomfort, but death in the frozen wilds. In this video, we'll uncover the secrets of the longhouse, from its thick turf walls to its communal heart, and see how these structures shaped Viking society. The Viking longhouse is a masterclass in survival, simple, ingenious, and born of necessity. It's a testament to the unseen engineers who made life possible in the far north. The longhouse's first defense was its turf walls, thick, living barriers cut from the earth. Vikings stacked heavy blocks of turf, roots and all, in interlocking patterns for strength and insulation. These walls trapped air, keeping warmth in and cold out, much like animal fur. Even in sub-zero temperatures, the inside stayed relatively warm. Archaeological sites from Scandinavia to Newfoundland reveal turf walls that have lasted 1,000 years. By using turf, Vikings conserved precious timber for ships and tools. The living outer layer blended the house into the landscape and resisted fierce winds. Turf was abundant, renewable, and required only hard labor, perfect for survival. The earth itself became the Vikings' shield. At the center of every longhouse was the langold, a long, open hearth running down the main hall. This fire was the home's heart, radiating heat, light, and life. Its central placement ensured warmth reached every corner. The open hearth allowed for cooking, tool repair, and storytelling, all at once. Archaeology confirms these fires. Layers of ash and fire-cracked stones mark their place. Smoke rose to the roof, escaping through adjustable vents, while warm air circulated throughout. The fire cured meat, repelled pests, and created a social hub. It was more than heat, it was the engine of survival. The long fire unified the household, powering every aspect of daily life. Without it, the longhouse and its people could not endure the winter. The Vikings shared their longhouses with livestock, cattle, sheep, and goats under one roof. This wasn't just for convenience. Animals acted as living heaters, their body warmth supplementing the fire. A dozen cows could warm the byre, and that heat drifted into the family's living space. Keeping animals inside saved firewood and protected them from predators and cold. The byre's floor, lower than the living area, collected manure and bedding, which composted to generate even more heat. In spring, this rich manure fertilized the fields. Every part of the system was connected: warmth, security, and future harvests. The sounds and smells of animals were constant reminders of survival. The longhouse was a closed-loop system, nothing wasted, everything essential. The longhouse's shape was ingeniously engineered for survival, long, narrow, and curved like a ship. It was a product of both necessity and innovation. This unique form wasn't just for looks, it was a direct response to the harsh northern climate and the challenges of Viking life. Curved walls let fierce winds flow smoothly around the structure, reducing strain and damage that could threaten the home's stability. This clever design helped the longhouse withstand relentless storms and gusts that swept across the open landscape. The steep, gabled roof was another vital feature, shedding heavy snow quickly and efficiently, preventing dangerous build-up and the risk of collapse during long, snowy winters. Inside, sturdy wooden posts bore the weight of the roof, allowing the thick turf walls to focus on insulation rather than support. This separation of roles made the structure both strong and warm. Windows were nearly absent. Solid, windowless walls kept precious warmth in and the biting cold out, creating a safe haven from the elements. Doors were small and low, minimizing drafts and heat loss. Many had a porch or inner door, adding an extra layer of protection against the freezing air outside. Every detail, from the gentle curve of the walls to the low height of the door, was carefully considered for one purpose: conserving heat and ensuring survival through the coldest months. The longhouse was more than a home. It was a fortress against winter, shaped by necessity and refined by generations of experience. Its design was both strong and efficient, using minimal resources for maximum survival, making the most of what the land could provide. The Viking home was a shelter built to outlast the storm, a testament to human ingenuity and the enduring will to survive in the face of nature's fiercest challenges. Living with open fires and animals meant air quality was a challenge. Vikings used a smoke hole in the roof, adjustable with a shutter, to control ventilation. On calm days, it opened wide. In storms, it closed tight, balancing fresh air and warmth. Rising heat from the fire created a natural chimney, pulling smoke out and drawing fresh air in. Smoke wasn't just a nuisance, it cured meat, repelled insects, and preserved food. People slept low beneath the densest smoke, adapting to the conditions. The discomfort was a small price for warmth and survival. The longhouse breathed with its inhabitants, a delicate balance of air, heat, and life. The Viking longhouse was more than just a building. It was a world unto itself, carefully divided by sturdy wooden posts into a central aisle and two side aisles. These divisions weren't just structural, they shaped the daily rhythms and social order of everyone inside. The central aisle, dominated by the ever-burning fire, was the heart of the home. Here families cooked meals, crafted tools, and gathered to share news and laughter. The fire's warmth and light made this space the hub for work, social life, and survival during harsh winters. Along the side aisles, raised wooden platforms lined the walls, layered with straw and animal furs for comfort. These served as both benches for sitting during the day and beds for sleeping at night, making every inch of space count. The head of the family always claimed the warmest spot, closest to the fire's glow, while children and other relatives slept further away. This arrangement reflected both respect and the practical need for warmth. Storage chests, tools, and supplies filled every available corner, while the rafters above were strung with dried food, herbs, and essential equipment. Nothing was wasted. Every object had its place and purpose. During the long, dark winter days, families wove cloth, carved wood, and shared stories in the smoky warmth. The air was thick with the scent of burning wood and the sounds of laughter and conversation. Privacy was a rare luxury. Everyone lived, worked, and slept together in one crowded room. This close communal living was not just tradition, but a necessity for survival in the unforgiving climate. Each person, from the youngest child to the eldest grandparent, had a role to play. Shared work and daily cooperation built strong bonds and a sense of belonging that held the community together. The longhouse was more than just shelter. It was a social fortress, a place where traditions were passed down and the community's spirit was kept alive through every season. Through the darkest, coldest months, the longhouse stood as a vessel of warmth and unity, carrying Viking families safely through the winter storms and into the promise of spring. The Viking longhouse is a symbol of resilience and ingenuity. Its design was a masterclass in using local materials and integrated systems. Nothing wasted, everything with a purpose. Animals warmed people, fire cooked and preserved food, and waste became fertilizer. The longhouse teaches us that true wealth is shelter, food, livestock, and community. Survival depended on cooperation and shared knowledge. Though the longhouses have faded, their lessons endure. They show us the value of working with nature, not against it. The Viking longhouse was more than a home. It was a blueprint for survival. Its principles remain relevant, offering timeless wisdom for living in harmony with the world.